Hey guys, DJ here at Top Tech Cards and Games. Today I'm going to do an updated Lightsworn deck profile. With the release of Zodiac Rad actually adds a ton to this deck, being able to summon Bujin Kagasuchi in Mill 5. So have an updated list of this. This is definitely my favorite deck still, so let's just get talking about it. 3 copies of Raiden. Raiden's a level 4 tuner, so it's super key for us making Omegas. It also just dumps 2 cards from the top of our deck, so we're able to go a little faster. We have 3 copies of Wolf and 2 copies of Felice as our other Lightsworn. Not playing any Lilas or Luminas or anything. We don't really have the space to normal summon them since we're going to be summoning Rad a lot of the time, Raiden the times that we aren't. So our normal summons are pretty filled actually. Not playing triple Felice because it's just a little bit too cloggy. 5 of them gives you the best odds to mill and not open an excessive number of them. Little Zodiac engine. We have 3 copies of Rapier and 1 copy of Whiptail. The copy of Whiptail is very average, but it comes in clutch in situations where you could barrage for the Whiptail after your rats are gone, or just add the Whiptail to your hand so you're able to pop on your turn and your opponent's turn with Dryden. 3 copies of Snow, still just such a powerful card. It's basically a level 4 Dragon Roller, but it's also a quick play, so booking your opponent's monsters is insane. Giving yourself repeatable extra level 4s to make plays with is also insane. 1 Trick Clown, just an extra kind of wolf effect. This one doesn't suck to draw as much, and it gives you another monster you can use off like a Foolish Burial without diluting your Lightsworn count for Minerva. For some extra summons to get our plays started, we have 2 copies of Goblinberg, 2 copies of Photon Thresher, and 2 copies of Hat Tricker. This is like an awkward part of the deck because you want like these guys are starters, this guy's an extender, but you can't play all extenders even though Hat Tricker is just better than these cards in a lot of situations because you need to get started first obviously, and you can't max out on Thrasher even though it's better than Goblinberg because then multiple Thrashers sucks, but Thrasher Goblinberg is great. So this is where we're at right now. I think triple Hat Tricker might be in the future for the deck, but right now we've got 2 of each of those guys, and 2 copies of Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre was a late addition to the deck because of how good it is against the different Zodiac variants. Additionally, you can make Amaterasu really easily in this deck, so you're able to set up like a board with Amaterasu, Omega your opponent a couple times, and then add Ghost Ogre back to your hand during your opponent's upkeep. Stay in my phase, whatever it's called. 3 copies of Zodiac Barrage, fairly straightforward. This card's just broken. 3 copies of Instant Fusion. It's a 1 card rank 4 or 1 card Cyframe Omega. It's just so powerful in this deck. Like, it does everything you need it to do by giving you an extra tuner in play. It lets you fix the types of monsters you have in play if you need to make like a Tsukiyomi or whatever. It gives you 2 bodies to do whatever you need with. It also gives you a tuner normally, so super powerful. 3 copies of Solar Recharge and 2 copies of Charge of the Light Brigade. It's kind of awkward because you don't have very many Lightsworn monsters actually in the deck. Like you really just want Raiden and like a sideboard copy of Lila. But you want Raiden so often if you don't have Rad that I feel like Charge is better than maxing out on tankies in this deck. Additionally, being able to mill Wolves, Snows, etc. off of these cards gives you more play extenders or even lead-off plays if you can hit a Trick Clown before you start playing. So that gives you a little bit more room to play with rather than maxing out on cards like Hat Tricker and Goblinberg. Copy of Soul Charge because it's a broken card. Foolish Burial does everything you could want in this deck. It is, again, a lead-off card, an extender, whatever you need it to be for your combo. It finds Snow if you need it, or puts Wolf in play if you need a Beast Warrior, or puts a Trick Clown. Sorry, I had to think a lot before I could come up with that one. Even if you just need to mill a tuner from your deck, you can use it. Reinforcement of the Army fills a kind of a similar role. It's a copy of Raiden. It's a lead-off play. Kind of just does everything you need to do. And then we have 1 copy of Tanky. I'd actually like to have 2 copies of this card, but when I had 2, I was getting clogged on normal summons a little bit too much, so I'd end a lot of turns with, like, I won't say Rat sitting in your hand, because if you can summon Rat, you normally do so, but you would end up with Raiden sitting in your hand that you had no use for when this could have been a different combo piece. Like, you're probably better off having Raiden, Hat Tricker or something. And then 1 copy of Phantom Knight Trap card. This is your reward for not playing traps. You just get to play this card as a level 4 in the middle or at the beginning of your combo, whatever you need.
Yeah, I'm gonna on this one for now.
The extra deck is actually super cool. We have 2 copies of Omega. It's our spammed out rank or level 8. We're going to make these turn 1 most games where we don't draw absolutely dead. A copy of Scarlight for when we go second. Nodin because this card's just insanely broken.
Okay, fine. We can go
We have
to the game or
our
whatever.
Zodiac engine. We have Trident, Broadbull,
I didn't know if you were
Tiger
actually
Mortar,
coming. I didn't know how much
and
gas was
Orba.
actually going to be, so I figured I'd just
So
wait.
just one of each. You don't need a second copy
Go
though.
there.
If you played a second Trident, you could set up some different Digesto Emerald plays to give yourself a little more reach
Take
next
5
turn with the
seconds
cards.
before
But
it comes out.
I think that this is a better configuration. You're just wasting space the other way. Additionally, to go with the
Helped you, help you.
You didn't. You really hurt me.
the Zodiac play, I'm really having trouble with names right now. You have Kagasushi, so your rat combo will leave you with 2 rats in play after your Dryden is made, so you can make Kagasushi and just mill 5. This makes it a lot easier to trigger your Felices, since you have the ability to mill 8 cards off a monster between Kagasuchi and Minerva. So you're normally going to get 8 mills off those 2 cards on your first turn. Not normally, but in a lot of situations you'll get 8 mills off those cards, and that's just really easy to combo off from there.
Definitely wait on buying
We do just have some other utility guys. We have a Castell, a copy of Tsukiyomi, just to help fix different hands. Sometimes you draw a bunch of snows and need to put one in your grave really badly. Tsukiyomi lets you get it there. Kind of the most debatable slot in the deck, I think. Yeah, the extra's got a couple questions. Amaterasu, I already talked about that guy. He's great. Lets you make a couple different plays. Digesto Emerald, recycle cards, especially lets you recycle Nord. And then we have F-Zero, which gives you a lot of OTKs with the amount of rank 4s you can just spam out. Cards that aren't in here that I would like to see in the deck actually are Michael, Trapeze Magician, and Direwolf. Have all been really good, but I can't fit all of them at the same time, so this is the extra deck I'm running with at the moment. I think Michael's the most likely card to get back in. It's a ton of fun to play. I know not everyone obviously can pony up for a Minerva, but I do love this deck. I think it's a lot of fun to play and a lot of fun to talk about. There's just so much play to it, and I think that's the number one thing I look for in Yu-Gi-Oh decks. You know, their ability to extend plays and keep going off. So. I like this deck a lot, so let me know what you guys think down below. I still think this deck has a big place in the meta, even in the all Zodiac meta. So yeah, it's a ton of fun. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.